I bought a galactic cruiser at auction that nobody wanted. Was IT worth it? The result will shock you. His office was a small, cramped room in the corner of the orbiting station, full of broken gadgets and dusty manuals. Ben liked simple things, small deals, easy repairs, and low risks. But that morning, something felt different. He had received a tip from a friend about an unusual lot, an old galactic cruiser no one wanted. He arrived at the auction hall, a massive circular room suspended in zero gravity, with floating holograms of the items for sale. The crowd was small for such a rare ship. Many of the big buyers and corporate representatives were nowhere to be seen. The cruiser floated at the center of the room, held in place by invisible anti-gravity clamps. Its hull was scratched, parts were missing, and the paint had long faded. It looked old, broken, and useless. Most people walked past it without a second glance. Ben, however, felt a strange pull. There was something unusual about the way the ship rested in the center of the hall, a quiet kind of pride that no one else noticed. He leaned closer, studying the hull. Some of the panel designs were unlike anything he had seen in modern cruisers. They were simple, almost clumsy, but elegant in their own way. Something about them made him curious. "Thinking of bidding?" said a voice behind him. Ben turned to see Kyle Morris, his old friend and engineer, floating toward him. Kyle had messy brown hair and a quick grin, always ready to tinker with anything mechanical. "Maybe," Ben replied. "No one seems to care about this thing, but I feel like it's hiding something." Kyle raised an eyebrow. "It looks like a pile of scrap. Are you sure?" "That's exactly why I like it," Ben said with a small smile. "Cheap and quiet, nobody is paying attention. That's where you find the best deals." Laura Bennett, a skilled pilot and another friend of Ben's, floated up beside them. Her dark hair was tied back in a practical braid, and her eyes scanned the room constantly. "Are you serious?" she asked. "This thing hasn't flown in decades." "Even if you buy it, it's going to cost more to fix than it's worth." Ben shrugged. "Maybe, or maybe it's a ship that's just waiting for someone who knows what to do with it." The auction began. Bidders called out numbers in quick succession, and holographic displays showed their offers. Most of the items were common: cargo drones, old shuttles, some alien tools. The crowd paid little attention to the cruiser. When the auctioneer finally reached the galactic cruiser, there was a brief pause. Nobody called out a number. The room grew quiet. Ben's heart beat faster. He leaned toward the console and placed a small bid. It was barely more than the station's docking fee, but he felt a rush of excitement. "Going once, going twice," the auctioneer's voice echoed in the hall. Ben waited. He could see Kyle and Laura holding their breath. Then, to his amazement, the auctioneer said, "Sold, to Mr. Carter." Ben felt a mix of shock and exhilaration. He had actually bought the ship. It had cost him far less than he expected, and yet he had a strange feeling it was worth far more than anyone realized. The crew assigned to tow the ship began moving it out of the auction hall. Ben, Kyle, and Laura followed closely, their minds buzzing with questions. Why had no one else wanted it? What was special about this old cruiser? Once it was docked at the remote station, Ben and his friends began their first inspection. The cruiser was massive, stretching longer than most of the ships in the fleet. Its hull was worn, and some sections were dented. Inside, dust coated the floors, and old control panels blinked faintly. The air smelled of old machinery and neglect. "This is worse than I thought," Laura said, rubbing her forehead. "It's going to take months just to make this safe to fly," Kyle grinned. "Or maybe weeks if we get creative. Let's see what we're dealing with first." They moved through the corridors, shining flashlights on panels and wires. Some parts were broken beyond repair, but others had strange markings, symbols that looked almost like writing but were unfamiliar. Ben touched one of the panels, and a faint hum ran through his fingers. "Did you feel that?" he asked. Kyle shook his head. "It's just residual power. Old ships do that sometimes." Ben wasn't so sure. He had a gut feeling that the ship was more alive than anyone realized. As they explored, they found the bridge. It was dusty and abandoned, with old seats and faded controls. Ben sat in the captain's chair, imagining what it would be like to command this cruiser. "I can see it already," he said quietly. "This ship is going to surprise everyone." Laura shook her head. "Or it's going to break down and cost us a fortune." They spent the next few hours mapping the ship, checking for dangerous areas and broken systems. Kyle took notes on everything he found, while Laura examined the cockpit and thrusters. Ben wandered the corridors, feeling a strange connection to the ship. He could almost hear it whispering, as if it recognized him as someone who might understand it. That evening, as they rested in the small living quarters, Ben noticed a faint glow from the main power conduit. He got up and approached it carefully. The lights flickered as he got closer, then stabilized. The ship made a soft, humming sound like a purr. "Guys," he said, "come look at this." Kyle and Laura joined him. "It's just a power surge," Kyle said, leaning in to check the panel. "Nothing special." Ben shook his head. "No, look at the pattern. It's responding to me. I didn't touch anything and it turned on." Laura frowned. "Ben, you're tired. It's been a long day. You're seeing things." Ben ignored her. He pressed his hand gently on the main console. The lights brightened slightly. A low vibration traveled through the floor. He smiled. "I think it's alive. I think it's waiting for someone to make it work." Over the next few days, the team began more detailed inspections. Kyle started examining the engineering sections, while Laura tested the old flight systems. Ben spent hours studying the control panels, trying to understand the ship's logic. Every time they touched something, the ship seemed to respond, repairing minor faults or unlocking hidden sections. One evening, while exploring the lower decks, they discovered a sealed door. Strange symbols were etched into its surface, and the lock seemed sophisticated. Kyle tried to bypass it with standard tools, but nothing worked. "Maybe this is where they kept the real tech," Ben said, excitement growing. "Or maybe it's a storage bay nobody has opened in decades." Laura shook her head. "Or maybe it's dangerous and they locked it for a reason." Ben pressed a small pattern on the console. The door slowly hissed and slid open. Inside, they found a small chamber filled with glowing panels, strange devices, and old alien records. Ben's eyes widened. This is what nobody wanted to see. This is why the ship was abandoned." Kyle carefully examined one of the devices. "It's not broken," he said. "It's designed differently. The aliens probably didn't understand how to use it properly." Ben smiled. "And maybe humans can. That's why we have it. That's why I bought it." That night, Ben stayed awake in the captain's quarters, staring at the stars outside the port window. The cruiser hummed softly beneath him, as if it was alive and waiting. He could feel the possibilities stretching out before him. He thought about what it would mean to command a ship that no one else could use, to take it on missions, to explore uncharted areas, to do things no one else could imagine. He knew it would be dangerous, expensive, and exhausting, but he also knew it would be worth it. The next morning, the team returned to their work. Kyle started dismantling old systems and replacing parts. Laura tested the navigation and propulsion systems, and Ben explored more of the ship's hidden compartments. Every discovery brought new questions and new excitement. By the end of the week, they had repaired minor systems, and the ship seemed to respond to human touch more strongly than before. Small lights glowed on panels that had been dead for decades. The ship moved slightly on its docking clamps, as if testing its engines for the first time in years. "This is more than a salvage project," Ben said to his friends. "This is something special, something the galaxy forgot, and we're going to make it ours." Laura looked at him skeptically but could not hide a small smile. "You always find trouble in the weirdest places," Kyle laughed. "And somehow we always end up fixing it. Let's see what this ship can really do." As the sun rose over the distant stars outside the station, the Galactic cruiser sat quietly in the dock. To anyone else, it was just an old, abandoned ship. To Ben Carter and his team, it was a challenge, a mystery, and the beginning of something extraordinary. Little did they know, the cruiser was not only waiting for someone to awaken it, it had chosen humans for a reason. And the moment Ben pressed the main console one last time that night, the ship hummed louder, as if it understood the decision. It was alive, it was ready, and the adventure was only just beginning. Ben Carter could hardly sleep. The hum of the Galactic cruiser echoed through the dock, a soft vibration under his feet that made him feel both nervous and excited. He had bought a ship that nobody wanted, and for the first time in his life, he felt like he held something truly special. He kept thinking about the hidden chamber they had discovered the day before, filled with strange, glowing panels and alien records. What if it contained information that could change everything humans knew about space travel? The next morning, Ben called his friends to the cruiser. Kyle Morris, his engineer friend, floated into the docking bay, carrying a portable diagnostic kit. Laura Bennett followed, her pilot's instincts already alert for danger. "Ready to see what this ship can really do?" Ben asked, his voice full of excitement. Laura frowned. I still think we should be careful. This is alien technology. We don't even know if it's safe. Kyle laughed. Safe is boring. Besides, we can handle it, right, Ben? Ben nodded. Right, let's start with the systems. I have a feeling this ship will respond better to humans than anyone expects. They entered the hidden chamber. The room glowed softly, the alien panels casting pale light on their faces. Some of the panels had symbols that shifted as if they were alive. Kyle began examining them, pressing buttons and running scans. Nothing standard here, he muttered. The designs don't match any known alien ship schematics. It's like it was built to work differently, maybe even to think for itself. Ben leaned over a console. I think it's waiting for someone to show it how humans think. Maybe that's why no one else could use it. Laura rolled her eyes but stayed silent. She trusted Ben even if she didn't always understand him. Ben placed his hand on the main panel. The ship reacted immediately. Lights pulsed under his fingers and the hum became stronger. A soft voice, almost a whisper, echoed in his mind. Not words, just a feeling like the ship was acknowledging him. Kyle frowned. Did you hear that? Ben shook his head. Not really, more like a thought. The ship knows we're here. It's waiting for us to tell it what to do. Over the next several days, the team worked tirelessly. Kyle studied the ship's core systems, discovering that many of them were adaptive. The more they interacted with the panels, the more the ship seemed to repair itself. Old wires connected themselves, minor faults disappeared, and even some doors opened on their own. Laura tested the cockpit systems. She sat in the pilot's seat and touched the controls lightly. The screens flickered to life, showing star maps and navigation routes she had never seen before. The ship displayed a level of intelligence she did not expect. It seemed to anticipate her movements, offering shortcuts and options that would have taken her hours to figure out manually. Ben watched all of this with growing excitement. It's learning from us, he said. It's adapting to human thinking. That's why it couldn't be used before. Aliens tried to control it too strictly. We're doing it right, Kyle grinned. Or maybe it just likes us. Either way, it's working. One afternoon, Ben discovered another hidden room behind a sliding panel in the lower decks. This room was different from the others. It contained alien artifacts, but also a strange console with a holographic interface. When he touched it, images appeared in midair. Maps of unknown star systems, detailed schematics of alien technology, and logs of previous crews. This is incredible, Ben whispered. The ship has been recording everything, and it's showing it to us now. Kyle leaned in. If we can understand this, we could learn more than any human has ever known about alien tech. Laura looked uneasy. Or we could trigger something we don't understand and get ourselves killed. Are we sure we want to do this? Ben smiled. We have to. This ship chose us. It wants us to see this. We can't ignore it. They spent the next weeks decoding the alien data. Megan Price, a systems coder that Ben had called in to help, joined them. She was known for her skill in adapting human software to alien systems. When she began working with the cruiser, things changed even more. She wrote simple scripts and applied human logic, showing the ship patterns of problem-solving that alien crews had never used. The ship responded immediately. Panels activated, doors opened, and systems previously offline came to life. The engines powered on in a low hum, and the ship seemed to stretch slightly like it was waking up from a long sleep. This is amazing, Megan said. It's not just a ship, it's like it's alive. It's learning how to work with humans instead of following alien rules. Ben nodded. Exactly, that's why I bought it. Nobody else could use it because they tried to force it into their way of thinking. We're letting it be itself while teaching it ours. Laura shook her head, smiling reluctantly. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's kind of impressive. Kyle laughed. Impressive is one word for it, dangerous is another, but we're making it work. One evening, while exploring the engineering deck, Ben noticed a faint light coming from one of the panels. He touched it, and the ship's systems responded. A low vibration ran through the floor, and a small screen flickered to life, showing a star system he had never seen. It's mapping something, Ben said. I don't know where this is, but it looks important. Megan examined the data. It's using some kind of predictive algorithm. It can calculate routes faster than any human-made system. If we follow it, we could reach places no one has ever been. Laura's eyes widened. Are you saying this ship can navigate unknown space on its own? Ben nodded. Not just navigate. It can adapt, learn, and make decisions. That's why the aliens gave up on it. They couldn't control it, but we can work with it. As the days passed, the team realized something even more astonishing. The ship could repair itself using leftover materials. Broken wires reconnected themselves, damaged panels realigned, and even engines began running at near full capacity. It was as if the ship understood that humans needed it to survive, and it was helping them. Ben felt a mix of awe and responsibility. He had bought a ship that nobody wanted, and yet it was becoming more than he had ever dreamed. He began planning missions, thinking of the places they could explore, the discoveries they could make, and the challenges they could overcome. Kyle warned him, "We need to be careful. The more we push this ship, the more it will respond. We don't know the limits yet." Ben agreed. "But we have to test it. We can't learn anything if we stay on the dock. This ship is alive, and it's waiting for us to take it out there." Laura packed her pilot gear and tested the small control interfaces. "I'll admit," she said, "this is going to be fun, scary, but fun." Megan continued her work in the hidden chamber, decoding alien data and writing scripts to improve the ship's adaptive systems. Every day, the cruiser grew stronger, more intelligent, and more responsive to human thought. One night, Ben stayed on the bridge, staring at the stars. The ship hummed around him, a living presence he could almost feel. He thought about the auction the moment he had bought the ship and how everyone else had ignored it. If only they could see what he saw now. The cruiser shifted slightly under him, as if acknowledging his thoughts. A soft light pulsed from the main console. Ben pressed his hand to it, and suddenly the holographic star maps expanded, showing unknown star systems, possible wormholes, and safe paths through dangerous nebulae. "This ship is incredible," he whispered. "It's not just a cruiser, it's a partner, a guide, a friend." The team gathered on the bridge. Kyle was working on the engines, Laura was mapping flight routes, and Megan was coding new programs to help the ship understand them better. Together, they felt a sense of unity with the cruiser. It was no longer a machine, it was a living project, a reflection of human ingenuity and determination. As they prepared for their first test flight, Ben looked at the crew. "We don't know what's out there," he said, "but we know this ship can take us further than anyone else. And when we go, the galaxy is going to see what humans can do." Laura smiled. "I hope you're ready for this, Ben, because once we leave the dock, there's no turning back." Ben grinned. "I've never been more ready. Let's see what this ship can do." The cruiser hummed louder, almost excited. It was ready to leave its long sleep behind. It was ready to follow humans into the unknown. And for the first time, Ben felt the full weight of what he had discovered. He had bought a ship nobody wanted, and it might just change the course of human history. The engines thrummed beneath their feet, the lights on the panels pulsed, and the ship shifted slightly, as if stretching. The adventure was no longer a dream. It was real, and it had just begun. Ben pressed the final activation key on the bridge. The cruiser responded instantly, lights brightening, systems humming, and a soft vibration running through every deck. The ship was awake, alive, and ready. And so, humanity had taken its first step with a ship the galaxy had forgotten. A ship that would soon reveal secrets no one had ever imagined. The galactic cruiser floated quietly in the dock, but for Ben Carter and his team, the sense of anticipation was electric. After weeks of repairs, tests, and careful observation, the ship was ready for its first true flight. Ben could hardly contain his excitement. This was the moment they had been waiting for. A ship that nobody wanted was now alive and prepared to show the galaxy what humans could do. Kyle Morris was the first to enter the engineering deck. He ran final diagnostics, checking the engines and power conduits. "Everything is stable," he said, his face lighting up. "If the ship responds to us the way it did before, it should be able to leave the dock without any problems." Laura Bennett, adjusting her pilot gear, ran her hands over the navigation controls. "I hope so," she said, glancing at the floating holographic maps. "If this ship is as alive as Ben says, I just hope it likes me as much as it likes him." Megan Price, their coder, smiled. She had been working non-stop to synchronize human logic with the cruiser's alien systems. "It already recognizes our thought patterns," she explained. "It adapts in real time. I've never seen anything like it. It's more than a ship, it's smart." Ben nodded, standing on the bridge and looking around at his friends. "We bought a ship nobody wanted," he said quietly. "And now it's going to take us further than anyone has ever been. Let's see what it can do." With a soft vibration through the floor, the cruiser began to detach from the docking clamps. The lights on the panels pulsed in rhythm with the hum of the engines. It was as if the ship itself was testing the waters, feeling the weight of its crew and preparing for the first flight. Laura eased into the pilot's seat. "All right," she said. "Let's see how it handles." Ben pressed a sequence on the main console. Immediately, the cruiser's thrusters activated, sending a low, deep hum through the dock. Slowly, it moved forward, gliding out into open space. The stars outside the window stretched and swirled as the ship gained speed, responding with precision to every input. "It's perfect," Laura whispered, a rare smile crossing her face. "It's flying exactly how it wants to," Kyle grinned. "And it's learning from us as we go, every movement, every adjustment, it's storing and analyzing it." Ben leaned over the console, studying the displays. The cruiser began to display navigational patterns that even Laura had never seen before. Complex routes appeared on the holographic maps, showing safe paths through asteroid fields and dense nebulae. "It's predicting everything," Ben said in awe. "It's faster and smarter than any human crew could manage alone." Megan laughed softly. "It's showing off, and it should. We're the only ones who know how to make it work." As they moved deeper into space, the cruiser revealed more of its hidden capabilities. Panels opened automatically, systems aligned, and even the engines adjusted their output for maximum efficiency. It was as if the ship itself had a mind, a personality, and a desire to cooperate with humans in a way the aliens had never understood. Ben realized something extraordinary. The ship could not only navigate but also adapt to unexpected situations. When they passed an uncharted asteroid field, the cruiser adjusted its thrusters and shields automatically, moving with fluid precision. Laura's hands barely touched the controls, yet the ship executed complex maneuvers with ease. "This is insane," she said, eyes wide. "It's like it knows what's coming before I do," Kyle laughed. "It's learning from us. Every decision, every move, it's storing the data." "The more we fly, the stronger it becomes," Megan added. "And it's not just reacting, it's improving itself. Every time we test it, it becomes more capable. The aliens had no idea what they left behind." For days, the team explored nearby star systems, testing the cruiser's limits. They discovered hidden capabilities, like self-repairing engines and adaptive shields that could change shape depending on attacks or environmental hazards. Every new system they uncovered amazed them. The ship was far more advanced than anything the galaxy currently used, but it required humans to operate it. One evening, while orbiting a small, uninhabited planet, Ben noticed a faint signal on the communication panel. It was weak, distorted, and unfamiliar. "Look at this," he said, pointing to the display. "Something is out there, something is trying to reach us." Laura leaned over. "Could be a distress signal or some kind of automated beacon." Megan analyzed the signal. "It's alien for sure, but it's not hostile." "I think it's information, something left behind, maybe waiting for someone like us." Ben's heart raced. "Then let's find out. We've got the ship, the skills, and the brains. If this is what it wants us to see, we should follow it." The cruiser responded almost immediately. Its thrusters adjusted, and the ship moved toward the source of the signal. The holographic maps expanded, showing hidden routes that avoided hazards and shortened the journey. It was as if the ship understood what they wanted and was guiding them efficiently. When they arrived, they discovered an abandoned space station, partially hidden behind a cluster of asteroids. The station had long been forgotten, its walls covered with dust and debris. The cruiser docked itself carefully, its systems analyzing the station before they even set foot inside. "This is amazing," Ben said quietly. "The ship led us here, it knew exactly what to do." Kyle examined the station's entrance. "And it looks like it hasn't been touched in decades. If the ship didn't guide us, we would never have found it." Inside the station, they discovered old alien records, preserved logs, and strange devices. Megan quickly connected her portable computer to the systems, decoding information as the cruiser hummed in the background. "These are star charts, maps of systems no human has ever seen, and technologies we can barely understand," she said. "This is beyond anything in the records, and it was left here for us?" Ben smiled. "It seems so. The ship knew we would come. It wanted us to find this." As they explored further, the cruiser's adaptive systems continued to impress. It analyzed the station automatically, repaired some broken sections, and even suggested pathways through the labyrinthine corridors. The humans felt more like partners than operators. The ship was teaching them how to explore, how to understand, and how to survive in space. "This ship is incredible," Laura said as she floated past a glowing panel. It's doing more than flying, it's guiding us, helping us, keeping us safe. Kyle nodded. And the crazy part, the more we use it, the smarter it gets. Every system we test, every maneuver we make, it learns. We're growing together. Ben's mind raced. If the ship can do this for us, imagine what it could do for humanity. If humans knew how to operate these abandoned cruisers, we could explore faster, reach further, and understand more than anyone else in the galaxy. Megan added, and we're the only ones who can. This technology is useless to aliens because they don't think like we do. We're the perfect operators. For the next several weeks, they traveled from one hidden star system to another. The cruiser revealed more secrets each day. Energy-efficient propulsion, shields that adjusted to solar winds, and communication systems capable of sending messages across light years almost instantly. The crew discovered alien outposts, long-forgotten ships, and abandoned colonies. All the while, the ship adapted and improved, growing stronger with each mission. The galaxy outside seemed ordinary, but to Ben and his friends, it was extraordinary. They were the only ones who could unlock its secrets. The cruiser was no longer just a ship. It was a partner, a guide, and a weapon of knowledge. One day, while exploring a dense nebula, they encountered a massive debris field. Wrecked ships, broken satellites, and floating fragments filled the space. Most human crews would have turned away, fearing danger. But the cruiser reacted immediately, scanning and calculating a safe path. Laura's hands barely moved over the controls. It's like it can see through the debris, she whispered. I don't even have to do anything. Kyle laughed. It's protecting us. It knows we're humans, and it knows we need help navigating this chaos. Ben pressed a button on the main console. The ship's engines glowed brighter, adjusting their trajectory in real time. They moved through the debris smoothly, without a scratch. It's amazing, he said. The ship knows exactly what to do, Megan added, and it's learning from every movement. Every time we face danger, it gets better. It's improving faster than any human crew could imagine. As they emerged from the debris field, they saw an uncharted planet below, glowing with strange energy. The cruiser's systems highlighted the safest landing zones, automatically scanning for hazards. It was as if the ship wanted them to explore, to discover, to understand what others had left behind. Ben looked at his team. We've come a long way. This ship is more than anyone ever dreamed of, and the galaxy doesn't even know it exists. Laura smiled. And when they do, Ben's eyes sparkled. Then they'll see what humans can do. This ship isn't just a machine, it's a demonstration of what we're capable of. And it's only the beginning. The cruiser hummed around them, alive and responsive, guiding them to new discoveries and adventures. Ben realized the truth. Humans had unlocked something the galaxy had forgotten. The ship was remarkable, but humans had made it extraordinary. And as they prepared to land on the glowing planet, Ben knew one thing for certain. The galaxy was about to see a new kind of human power, one that no alien could ever fully understand. The Galactic cruiser had proven itself to Ben Carter and his team. It flew faster, reacted smarter, and adapted to every challenge the crew presented. Yet, even after weeks of exploration, the crew had only scratched the surface of what the ship could do. Ben knew it was time to test the cruiser on a larger stage. He wanted to show the galaxy that humans had found something truly remarkable. We need to take it to a populated system, Ben said on the bridge, his hands hovering over the controls. Somewhere other species can see what we've done. If the ship is as capable as we think, this will change everything. Laura Bennett looked uneasy. Are you sure? That's dangerous. What if someone attacks us, or what if they try to claim the ship for themselves? Ben shook his head. I'm not worried about attacks. This ship is more than capable of defending itself, and if anyone wants to take it, well, they'll have to understand what it really is first. Kyle Morris adjusted the engineering controls, excitement in his eyes. I can't wait to see their faces when they realize this isn't a normal cruiser. It's alive, it learns, it adapts. Nothing like this exists in the galaxy right now. Megan Price, floating near the data console, added, and we're the only humans who know how to operate it properly. That gives us a unique advantage. Let's show them what we can do. They set their course for the nearest interstellar trade hub, a system bustling with alien commerce and travelers. As they approached, the cruiser's sensors began scanning for traffic, calculating optimal paths through crowded space lanes. It adjusted its engines automatically, creating a smooth, precise approach that impressed even Laura. "This is insane," she said. "The ship's handling is flawless. I don't even have to fly it." Ben smiled. "It's learning from us, but it's also protecting us. Watch and learn, Laura." As they entered the system, alien ships turned to look at them. The cruiser's unusual design and glowing panels drew attention immediately. It was unlike anything the species in the system had seen. Many ships stopped their routines, staring at the new arrival. Ben activated the main display, showing the ship's capabilities. Panels extended, lights pulsed, and holographic projections revealed hidden compartments, adaptive shields, and self-repairing engines. The aliens gasped in surprise. They had expected an old, abandoned cruiser, but what they saw was beyond their comprehension. Kyle whispered, "I think we shocked them already." Megan laughed softly. "They've never seen a ship like this, and it's only going to get better." The cruiser moved smoothly through the space station, docking at an open bay designed for inspection. Humans had prepared small demonstrations to test public reaction. Ben, Laura, Kyle, and Megan stepped onto the platform, while alien spectators gathered to see the ship up close. Ben addressed the crowd. "This ship was considered worthless. No one wanted it. But we've shown it can do things no other ship can. It adapts, repairs itself, and learns, and it works best when humans operate it." Aliens whispered among themselves. Some looked skeptical, others curious. A few approached, touching the cruiser's surface to see if it was truly functional. To their amazement, the ship responded. Lights brightened where they touched, doors slid open, and panels rearranged to reveal hidden systems. A prominent alien trader approached. "This is impossible," he said. "Such technology should not exist, and yet it responds to humans as if you are the rightful operators." Ben nodded. "Exactly. The ship was built to adapt, not to be controlled. Humans can make it work because we think differently. The galaxy has underestimated us for too long." Laura demonstrated the ship's flight capabilities. She pressed a sequence on the console, and the cruiser lifted off the platform, moving through the system with smooth, calculated maneuvers. The audience watched in awe as it navigated asteroid belts, debris fields, and orbital obstacles with ease. "This is unbelievable," an alien official muttered. "I have never seen a ship perform like that." Kyle laughed. "It's only the beginning. Wait until you see what else it can do." Ben directed the cruiser toward a series of obstacles set up in space by the trade hub for testing. Holographic barriers, rotating platforms, and energy fields were no match for the adaptive cruiser. It calculated the safest paths, adjusted its engines, and moved faster and more efficiently than any ship present. Each maneuver amazed the onlookers, proving that this ship was not just functional, it was revolutionary. Megan joined in from the console, showing how the cruiser could adapt to new commands instantly. "Watch this," she said. She entered a complex sequence, and the ship adjusted shields, engines, and navigation in real time. "It can handle anything we throw at it, and it learns immediately. No alien crew could match this." The crowd erupted in astonished whispers. The ship was not just a machine, it was a demonstration of human creativity and adaptability. An alien fleet commander approached. "If this ship is truly adaptive, what prevents it from becoming a weapon?" Ben looked calmly at the commander. "It's not just a weapon, it's a tool. It works for humans because we think in ways the original builders never imagined. We create, adapt, and solve problems. That's why it recognizes us as operators. If misused, anything can be dangerous. But in the right hands, it can change the galaxy." The commander studied the ship carefully. "It seems almost alive. I have never seen technology respond to thought and creativity in this way." Ben nodded. "Exactly. That's why humans are special. This ship is just one example of what we can achieve when the galaxy underestimates us." The team spent the next few days demonstrating the cruiser's capabilities to various alien factions. They flew through obstacle courses, repaired damaged satellites, and even completed supply runs faster than any standard fleet could manage. Each time, the reactions were the same: astonishment, disbelief, and admiration. Laura began to enjoy the attention. "I can't believe how impressed they are," she said. "It's like they've never seen humans do something right before." Kyle smiled. "They haven't, and we're proving it." Megan added, "Every time we use the ship, it grows stronger. Every maneuver, every sequence, every challenge, it learns and adapts. By the time the galaxy understands what this is, humans will be far ahead." One day, a news transmission from the trade hub reached distant systems. Word spread quickly. A human-operated cruiser, long abandoned and forgotten, was performing feats no one believed possible. Scientists, traders, and government officials from multiple systems traveled to see it for themselves. The team received messages from species that had never communicated with humans before, all curious, cautious, and amazed. Ben realized the truth. The ship was not just showing off its power, it was revealing human potential. Humans were underestimated because the galaxy had never seen what they could do when given the right tools. The cruiser was a living example of human ingenuity. During one demonstration, a fleet of alien cruisers approached, skeptical of the human ship. They challenged the team, setting up simulations and complex maneuvers. The human team took control, and the cruiser adapted instantly. It moved faster, responded more intelligently, and completed tasks the aliens had assumed were impossible. Kyle laughed as he watched the alien crew's reactions. They didn't even try. They assumed humans couldn't handle this technology, and look at them now. Laura added, "It's not just the ship, it's us too. We think differently, that's what makes it work." Ben felt a surge of pride. This is just the beginning. The galaxy is about to learn that humans are not primitive, weak, or unimportant. We are creative, adaptable, and capable of things others can't even imagine. The cruiser continued to demonstrate itself, moving through simulated hazards, repairing damaged systems, and even projecting holographic simulations of alien star routes. It was more than a ship, it was a statement. Humans had unlocked something the galaxy had forgotten. One evening, as the team rested on the bridge, Ben looked at the glowing panels and soft hum of the cruiser. "We've done more than anyone could have imagined," he said. "The ship is alive, the galaxy is watching, and humans are finally showing our true potential." Laura smiled. "And they're going to be shocked when they realize this is only one ship." Megan nodded. "If more humans learn to operate abandoned cruisers like this, the galaxy will never see us the same way again." Kyle added, "We're changing the rules." The galaxy underestimated humans, and now it's going to pay attention. Ben pressed a few buttons on the console. The cruiser responded immediately, adjusting its lights and hum as if agreeing with him. The ship was ready for whatever the galaxy threw at it next. It was alive, intelligent, and completely loyal to humans. As they prepared for their next demonstration, Ben realized something important. The ship was not just a tool, a machine, or a weapon. It was a reflection of human creativity, determination, and adaptability. The galaxy had ignored it, dismissed it, and abandoned it, but humans had brought it to life. And when the next wave of alien spectators arrived, they would see more than just a ship. They would see the result of human ingenuity, a species that refused to be underestimated, and a crew that had unlocked the potential of a vessel that no one else could command. The galactic cruiser hummed softly, its lights glowing brighter than ever. It was ready to demonstrate even more, to show the galaxy what humans could do when given a chance. Ben leaned back in the captain's chair and smiled. The galaxy thought it could ignore us. The galaxy thought we were weak, but now they are going to see the truth. And with a deep, resonant hum, the cruiser prepared to take its next flight, ready to shock the galaxy even further, and to show that humans were not just survivors, they were the future. The galactic cruiser had become more than just a ship to Ben Carter and his team. It was a symbol of human skill, creativity, and adaptability. Weeks of exploration, tests, and demonstrations had shown the galaxy that humans could do things no other species could. But Ben knew that their work was far from over. The true test would be showing the galaxy the long-term potential of human ingenuity, and that required taking the cruiser further than anyone had ever gone. "Where to next?" Laura Bennett asked, floating through the bridge. Her eyes were bright with excitement and anticipation. She had flown many ships before, but none like this. The cruiser was alive in a way that made her feel safe, challenged, and curious all at once. Ben smiled. "Somewhere the galaxy has never looked, we're going to explore regions they think are unreachable. If the ship can do what we think it can, the galaxy will finally understand that humans are not to be underestimated." Kyle Morris adjusted the engine controls. "I can't wait. The ship has adapted so much already. I wonder what it will show us this time." Megan Price floated over to the main console, her fingers dancing across the holographic display. "The ship has learned from everything we've done so far. It can handle anything, and it's even more efficient now. We just have to give it the chance." As they prepared for departure, the cruiser's adaptive systems hummed softly. Lights pulsed along the hull, as if acknowledging the crew's decisions. It was alive, aware, and ready for the next phase. They left the trade hub and navigated through uncharted space, following paths the ship suggested. The cruiser moved with precision, avoiding hidden asteroids, navigating through nebulae, and even using gravitational pulls from nearby stars to save energy. Every maneuver was a demonstration of human ingenuity combined with alien technology. "This is incredible," Laura whispered. "The ship is doing things no one else could imagine." Ben nodded. "It's learning from us, and we're learning from it. Together, we're discovering something the galaxy has never seen before." After several days of travel, they reached a distant star system, previously marked as uninhabitable. The cruiser scanned the planets and moons, detecting hidden resources and anomalies. Its adaptive system suggested landing zones that were safe, despite the harsh conditions. "This planet shouldn't even be accessible," Kyle said in disbelief, "and yet the cruiser found a perfect path and safe zones for exploration." Ben smiled. "That's the point. The galaxy thinks it knows everything, but humans can find solutions they never imagined. This ship proves that." The team landed on the largest moon, discovering ancient ruins from an alien civilization long forgotten. Megan quickly connected her systems to the ruins, decoding information that had been lost for centuries. The cruiser assisted automatically, projecting holographic interfaces and stabilizing fragile structures. "It's helping us understand the past," Megan said. "It's not just a ship, it's a teacher, a guide, and a protector." Laura explored the ruins, noting hidden passages and technology that had been overlooked by previous explorers. "It's like the ship knows what we're looking for before we even ask," she said. Kyle examined alien machinery, adapting it with human logic. "With the ship's help, we can use technology that has been forgotten for centuries. Humans can make it work in ways aliens never could." Ben looked out across the ruins, feeling a sense of pride and awe. "We're not just exploring, we're showing the galaxy that humans are capable of understanding and improving what others leave behind. This is why the ship chose us." Word of their discoveries spread quickly. Alien civilizations began sending messages, curious, cautious, and sometimes skeptical. Governments, traders, and scientists traveled to witness the cruiser and its crew. The humans continued to demonstrate the ship's capabilities, repairing ancient technology, navigating dangerous systems, and adapting to challenges that no other species could overcome. The galaxy began to realize something important. Humans had a unique advantage. They were creative, adaptable, and willing to take risks that others would avoid. The cruiser was not just a tool. It was proof that human thinking could unlock potential hidden in technology, exploration, and even diplomacy. One day, a fleet of alien scientists arrived, curious about the cruiser's abilities. They had studied it from afar, analyzing transmissions and observing demonstrations. Ben invited them aboard, showing them how the ship adapted to human commands. "This is remarkable," one scientist said. "The ship responds not to programming alone, but to your decisions, your logic, your creativity. We never realized humans could interface with technology this way." Ben nodded. "That's because most species underestimate humans. They think we're primitive, weak, or limited. But given the right tools, we can accomplish things no one else can." Kyle demonstrated the ship's self-repairing systems, showing how damaged panels reconnected themselves and engines adjusted automatically. The scientists watched in awe. Laura guided the cruiser through a complex navigation course, dodging asteroid fields and energy storms. The alien observers gasped as the ship moved with precision and adaptability far beyond their expectations. Megan projected holographic displays showing the ship's learning process. "It adapts in real time," she explained. "Every move, every command, every challenge, it learns and improves. No other species can operate it as effectively as humans." The scientists whispered among themselves. "This changes everything," one said. "Humans are capable of more than we realized. Their ingenuity combined with this ship is extraordinary." Ben felt a mixture of pride and responsibility. It's not just the ship, it's us. Humans have always been underestimated, but this ship shows that we can unlock potential that others cannot. It's a new chapter for humanity in the galaxy. Over the following weeks, Ben and his team continued to demonstrate the ship's abilities. They repaired abandoned stations, restored old ships, and even discovered new planets suitable for colonization. Each success spread the word of human capability, creating both admiration and envy among alien civilizations. One evening, as they rested on the bridge, Ben looked at the hum of the cruiser and the glowing panels. "We've done more than anyone could have imagined," he said quietly. "This ship was abandoned, forgotten, and dismissed. And now it's proving that humans can achieve what others cannot." Laura smiled. "And it's only one ship. Imagine if humans learned to operate more of these abandoned cruisers." Kyle nodded. "The galaxy would never underestimate us again. We'd be unstoppable in exploration and discovery." Megan added, "It's not about power, it's about potential. This ship shows what humans can do when they're given a chance. The galaxy underestimated us for centuries, and now it's realizing the truth." Ben pressed the main console. The cruiser responded instantly, lights brightening, engines humming, and panels rearranging. The ship was ready for the next challenge, alive and intelligent, completely attuned to human thought. They received a transmission from a distant Federation, asking for their guidance. Humans were now sought after as operators, problem solvers, and explorers. Ben realized that the cruiser had done more than prove its capabilities. It had changed the perception of an entire species. "This is incredible," Laura said. "They're asking for our help. We're being recognized as capable, respected, and even essential." Ben smiled. "That's the result of our work, the ship, and human ingenuity. The galaxy can no longer ignore us. We've shown what humans are capable of." The cruiser moved smoothly, almost proudly, as if it understood the importance of what they had accomplished. Ben realized that the ship had chosen humans for a reason. It needed operators who could think creatively, adapt to challenges, and see possibilities that others could not. Over time, humans began operating other abandoned cruisers, using the knowledge gained from Ben's ship. The galaxy slowly began to accept that humans were not primitive or weak. They were intelligent, creative, and capable of unlocking technology that no other species could. Ben reflected on the journey. "We bought a ship that nobody wanted," he said. "We discovered its secrets, mastered its systems, and showed the galaxy what humans can do. And in the process, we changed the way the galaxy sees us." Laura added, "It's amazing to think that all of this started because you took a chance on a ship that everyone else ignored." Kyle laughed. "It's more than a chance. It's proof that humans can make the impossible possible." Megan nodded. "And it's just the beginning. The galaxy will continue to underestimate us, but we've already shown them that we're different, capable, and extraordinary." As they traveled through uncharted space, the cruiser hummed softly, responding to human thought, learning from their actions, and improving with every journey. Ben knew that humanity's future had changed forever. The galaxy would never forget the humans who awakened the forgotten ship, and the adventures that followed would inspire generations to come. The cruiser glowed with soft light, engines steady and strong. It was alive, intelligent, and fully aligned with human creativity. Ben Carter and his team had done more than discover a ship. They had unlocked the potential of a species long underestimated. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would not soon forget. Humans, when given the chance, could achieve what no one else could imagine. And the cruiser, once abandoned and forgotten, would remain a symbol of human ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. Ben smiled, looking out at the stars. "We've proven the impossible is possible, and this is only the beginning." The cruiser responded with a deep hum, as if in agreement. Together, humans and the ship would explore, discover, and change the galaxy forever.